Good afternoon, folks. This is Fred Campos, owner of DFW Website Designers. It is a wonderful Saturday, February the 19th, 2022, and this is your 3 business tips at 3 o'clock in and around 3 minutes. This past week, we've been talking about general business basics, and this is part 5. Today, we're going to talk about general issues for small business owners. We're going to talk about solve it, live with it, or end it. Now, business owners, solopreneurs, as you run your business, you ultimately are responsible for everything. You may have staff to do it. You may have other helpers, vendors, virtual assistants, but ultimately the buck stops here. That's what it is to be a business owner. Business tip number 1, you're going to deal with problems at ultimate last buck, the last decision, the highest you can go is going to be you, and your number 1 job is going to be solving problems. Most of everything that you do as a business owner, even when you grow, is going to be solving problems. You've got to analyze it, and you got to figure it out, and you have to solve it. Now, you may delegate this to your staff, but ultimately it becomes your responsibility. Business tip number 2, if you can't solve it, ask yourself if you can live with it. Sometimes problems that arise are not really problems that need to be solved. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have an awesome employee, hypothetically speaking, who maybe annoys you a little bit in conversation, but he does a fantastic job doing his work. Is that something you need to resolve? Probably not. It's just probably something you can live with. So for every problem that runs across your desk, the second choice that you get to make is this something that I can actually live with? And some of the time that may be true. And by the way, when you choose to live with it, you need to let it go. You're not going to address it anymore. You're going to move on. You're not going to let it bug you. So as you look through it, the first decision you got to make, is this something that's solvable, or is this something I can live with? Which brings us perfectly into business tip number 3. End it. Sometimes the right decision in dealing with a problem is to, cut bait, to fire the employee, to fire the client, to move on, to stop the service. It may be time to end it. You have to evaluate whether this is a solution that makes the most sense for the business. Sometimes a bad employee can be a huge cancer in your environment. It is not something you can live with. It's not something you can solve. It may be something you have to end. Sometimes in dealing with clients, you may have hundreds of clients like me, get to a point where I have nearly 500 clients. Every now and then we fire a client. It becomes more problematic for our bottom line, as well as dealing with the staff. It may be a problem with the staff, and sometimes the right solution is to end it. And dealing with services or products, sometimes it may be profitable. A decade goes by, you realize it's not profitable anymore. Does it make sense for the business? Times change, circumstances change, your business may change. You may pivot in another direction. I've seen this done very, very well from some of my small business clients. So that's what you need to decide. So you need to determine whether you're going to solve it, whether you're going to live with it, or end with it. That's what I'm learning here. Anything I learn, I throw over the fence to you guys, because I want you guys to be awesome. Now go back to sleep.